Hello everyone, this is Azeeza Jalaludeen from Singapore. I'm the co-founder for Shine Academia de Edificación, and today we are starting the first of its seminar series on Let's Shine Together. Today's topic is on Are you for peace or love? And love, right? It's not peace or love, but peace and love. Are you for peace and love? That's the topic we are discussing today. And I am so glad and so blessed and privileged to have with us someone who will be following us on this call with this amazing young entrepreneur and a dear friend of ours, Mr. Muhammed Riyaz. He's an international affairs journalist, but most importantly, he's the founder for Reliable News Network. He is an amazing friend of mine and Money and You graduate. And other than that, we're going to talk to him and find out more about his amazing feat he has been doing for the last 15 years for peace and community bonding and the world oneness campaigns that he has been involved. It's mind blowing. So before we start, I also want you to know that this series is non-political and it's also not something that we are up for some kind of activist movements or anything like that. But most importantly, we want to bring you some exciting, positive facts that we can spread for the world. And this man, Muhammed Riyaz, who will be the one, will be sharing with us more on what is the work that he has embedded on to make this channel possible. I have to say that he is the reason why this program is starting. This series of seminar is going to be going on online. So, Muhammad Riyaz,
Hi,
hello.
everyone. Hello, Aziza, and hello to everyone. Thanks
So,
for introducing me.
So you want to give a little bit more input about yourself and share with us your wonderful experiences being in the peace campaigns last 15 years around the world.
Okay. Uh, as Aziza mentioned, I am founder of Reliable News Network, which is an ongoing a new project of mine. But apart from that, for the last 15 years, I am an international affairs journalist. My passion was, even when I was in school, was about analyzing international news events and the events related to especially peace. Because why we need love and peace? Because there was always a vacuum. Because the world I witnessed, along with many others, was always in terms of um, uh, it was really uh, what they called problematic, with lots of wars and calamities, man-made. I would say natural calamities we can understand, but when things happen with man-made, I was always asking this question called why and why and why. See, even as of now, as per international terms, the terming of the word peace is something they have found out called it is a relatively calm period between wars and calamity. This is something I feel absurd, because peace should be always there, but they have mentioned that it is a relative calm period between wars and calamities. Even for example, when we say about peace, they are mentioning about wars. For example, World War One and World War Two has happened, and after that, people are still have predicted that there is a third one is going to come very soon. But the name they gave between the last World War is called Cold War. Cold War. So again, I mean, there are people who are working for war instead of peace. So this was uh, this question was going inside me. Why should peace lovers like me should keep quiet when there is a group of people who are working towards pushing the world to a war? So in that way, I was, after my studies, naturally, I got an opportunity to participate in a war again, a movement called a movement against nuclear weapons. So I participated in that event in 2000, in the year 2000, and it was a movement involved with lots of journalists, scientists, social activities, and so many sections of the community in India, especially in South India. Then, due to my interest in the subject, they involved me as a convener for that movement. And even now, I am continuing to be a convener for the Journalist Against Nuclear Weapons as well as Movement Against Nuclear Weapons, which is which is part of a bigger group in South Asia. And I am also a partner and convener for chapter for peace between India and Pakistan. That is a bigger group. I am convener of that too. So again, like this, I have involved. This is related to peace activities, and if we want peace, we should know our rights. So in that way, I was involved in human rights organizations as well in India, as well as in the international arena, like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. I was part of a online campaigner for Amnesty International for very long years, and because of that, one of the director of an Amnesty International visited my home in Trivandrum in the year 2001, and I reported about some riots which happened during those years, and it was taken to the Amnesty International and it was highlighted. So like that, there are so many campaigns which I got involved. Due to that, I have got an invitation to become a convener of a United Nations registered human rights organization also 4 years ago, and it is called World Peace Elite Association. It is an umbrella group of international human rights groups, and we are planning for a bigger conference in the sidelines of the United Nations Human Rights Commission. Now, when I say all these things, my reason to be in all these campaigns were only to be a minor part in the collective efforts of so many people who are wishing for peace in this world. Because we all are frustrated by the natural resources of a nation, or the economy of a nation is diverted towards acquiring weapons of mass destruction instead of getting invested in subjects like education, social awareness, and many things which is essential for the people for their day-to-day life. We we they called international community. They are doing things in an official level or in the government level, many things. But is there really a say of the for the common man in those matters? It is really no, because the decision of many commissions organized by international community has needed a very good influence of the government. So what shall the common man do? What we are seeing for many long years is there are so many protests, but that protests sometimes become violent. So the people who are meant for spreading peace are they themselves becoming violators of peace. So the real purpose of spreading peace has been lost. For example, every year when the G20 summit happens somewhere in Europe, we can see anti-globalization people protesting, and then it becomes violent. This is happening year after year. So there is no, what you call it, unison between the common man and the governments. So what can be done in a peaceful way to convey this message to the government people? The only thing is negotiations. Negotiations should happen without preconditions between any group. Only, and also it should be based on broad-minded expectations or broad-minded causes. Otherwise, there is only always a conflict. So, myself, with my experience for the last 15 years in various national and international peace campaigns, I am, through my reliable news network, I am going to create awareness to the common man to know reality by themselves without I teaching them about who is right and who is wrong. So when I create awareness and when I give them the tools to understand what is truth and what is false, they themselves get aware, as well as they will know about their rights, and they will be thought about from thought about the various peaceful options of registering their protest. So it will be a win-win situation for all the people involved. Peace can be achieved without conflict. That is my vision. So I have various projects in the pipeline through which I wish to spread peace along with peace lovers around the world. I think that would be the nutshell of what I did for the last 15 years and what I am thinking of doing.
Thank you so much. I think that's a lot of achievement that you have done, and so much of heart in the way that you have put together what you're doing right now. And we are very glad to have come across your work through our Accelerated Business School Money and You program in June. So since then, and we have been kind of in communication, and we have seen your heart in reaching out. So you have brought up some very interesting points about, he sounds like Mahatma Gandhi style, right? So are you talking? Are you saying that it's going to be those kind of work, or is it going to be something very innovative?
See, nobody can, be like Mahatma Gandhi. That is a fact which you and myself, everybody knows. But Mahatma Gandhi was meant, uh, because of the age and the region and the work he has done was, it was destined to be like that, because he was he he did things voluntarily without expecting anything, and it became a mass movement, and because of that people came to know about the non-violent methods of protesting. But since we are in the modern world where every year new type of what he called exploiting methods are being formulated by various individuals as well as groups, we have to be innovative in a sense. The online the online itself is a great revolution. It's a great tool where we can create a revolution. For example, as per a new report, in India there are 900 million mobile phone uses. That's what as per a new report. And in that, at least I'm sure 50% or more than that would be people who are using smartphones, where social media can be accessed.
Are you saying in India alone?
No, I'm yes, about
900 million.
India alone. About India alone, as per a latest report, there are more than 900 million mobile phone handsets. In that, I'm sure more than 500 or 50% of people should have access to smartphones through which they access social media. The social media is the main cause of people using smartphone and getting connected. Now, what I'm saying is, it is very easy now than 100 years ago when Gandhiji was there to spread the message, both both about peace as well as love. And there are enormous tips and techniques which can be used, through which the message will reach then and there to lots of people. So use properly using these online tech tools and technology, there is there is something called inner peace. There's something related to peace between regions, peace between nations. There are so many sections of peace. How in each arena humans can develop more and become united. If we connect the knots, then it will have an overall impact. It doesn't matter that it may take time than we expect or not, but we have to do the initiative. Now, all we see now, right now, is organized lobbies talking about peace, but in fact, it doesn't reach the common man in terms of real peace. Peace is related to security as well as of now. So if if real If real peace messages are spread across various people, then there is no need of any security.
You know, when you
For
say
example,
this, can I say
yeah,
something? Yeah, when you say this, it reminds me of the Universal Peace Foundation. We met Mahan when he was in India
yeah,
at the
yeah,
event. He spoke about how 1% of the world, you know, it's been proven that if 1% of the world practice peace, we shall have peace. So that's why in his
yes,
message he has said about universal peace through individual peace, and that's also the reason we are conducting these sessions with you, because we have found an avid peace lover who has got the truth and the heart to share. And SHINE stands for Universal Love, Peace and Prosperity through individual love, peace and prosperity. So for us, we stand that every single person needs to be empowered inside first. And when they can overcome their own fears inside, they experience peace within, and then it translates to peace without, like outside us. So the same applies
yes,
for love, right? When we feel love, so when we have so much of love and so much of peace inside, there is no way we can go out there and do anything that's different. And if at all when we do it, we're going to be like not happy with ourselves again. So it's like coming back to us in every aspect. So I love it that you are speaking from that perspective, that there's so many levels of peace, and to recognize that is very crucial. And go
rightly
on, you were
said.
saying something as well.
Yeah, rightly said. The main point which I would add is people who think with broad-mindedness, they will never restrict themselves between a circle called nation or a state or a region, or again there are many lesser you know segregations, man-made segregations. For example, I'm a you know uh, I was a science student when I was in school, so I would like to recollect something which I was thinking when I was in school. For example, we were taught like when the world was formed, there was only one land called Panthalassa and one sea, great ocean called Pangaea. And as per geographical, I mean, uh, discovery called, we have a theory called continental drift theory. Like every year, at least 1 centimeter, each continent is moving towards opposite directions or various directions. So due to that, as per we have some natural barriers which was created, which was natural, which we cannot do anything because we are part of nature. But if you if you see the geographical map of the world, you will find out what are the natural barriers, like in terms of some mountains, for example the Himalayas, like that. But the political map, if you see, then you can understand how much man has divided the world into various nations and various regions and various even provinces or whatever it is. Now if you go a little bit closer towards the people or the events which is happening every day through international news channels or news organization or agencies, whatever, you can find out even in a what you call a small street, a minor street in somewhere in the world, there are some oppositions, there are some problems going on. Um, or a group of people from one street when they go to the neighborhood street, there are people who are opposing their entry. I don't know whether you understood. For example, I'll give you the example. For example, in USA, they call, neighborhoods. There are so many neighborhoods. In everywhere, there are some neighborhoods. So a person, a stranger, or a person from one neighborhood, if he goes to the other neighborhood by chance, even with a purpose, then immediately there are some people who are opposing why he is coming into our area or our neighborhood, as if it is their birthright. Actually, the nature has given the whole world for us to enjoy, but people have segregated, starting from neighborhoods, states, cities, and nations, and nations. So, due to these man-made divisions, conflicts are rising day by day. There are thousands of different languages spoken by people, but when people who doesn't have that broad-mindedness, they are not even able to be patient or accommodate a stranger, or a person who speaks a foreign language which is not, yeah, which they are not familiar with. So immediately, they are thinking about making fun of that person or whatever it is. So these are the activities done by people who are having narrow mind. So when they do this continuously, their greater purpose of life is being forgotten. Their greater purpose of enjoying the whole world as one is being forgotten. So where there is a lack of harmony, automatically peace is there is peace is peace has become vacuum, and conflict rises. So what myself I am practicing and I am spreading is to think broad-mindedly of any issue, sit and talk, negotiate. Then there is no chance of getting into a conflict. So this is what I'm trying. This is the method, which I have wrote certain things about that very long time back, and there are many methods to do that. So I'll be spreading awareness through this reliable news network, as well as my other activities, uh, about this activity of becoming a broad-minded person and
Definitely.
spreading love.
Yes, definitely we will be speaking a lot about that and in our upcoming sessions. Before we run
Yeah.
off for the day, I would love to explore, I mean, the word that we use, are you for peace and love? So what's your take on that when we talk about, when we're asking someone this question? How do we, what do you think we can engage in with someone when we are sharing this message?
The question is, are you for peace and love? Okay. Peace and love has to go together. It is not two different things. If you take one, if you don't practice one of that, then the other one is automatically disturbed. So peace and love has to be practiced together. to know the both. This is my uh, message in that.
Okay, I was on mute. That is amazing, amazing conclusion. Can you imagine the power of, when we tell someone? In fact, when I was asking you that question, I was running in my head. We should get all our audience who are listening to this to practice asking someone else, at least 5 people every day, are you for peace and love? So, like, what do you say? Both has to come together. And if they don't come
Right.
together, you said it so beautifully. There is no peace without love, and there's no love without peace. So when someone is saying yes to one, then we have to question, right, ourselves, not the person. You don't have to go into that, stuff about going into others. I think it's a personal responsibility to check in with ourselves about are we for peace and love. And I think
Right.
before we close for the day, is there anything else you want to add in? I think that was an amazing smash answer for something that we're ending today with. So do you want to
Thank
give the
you.
homework? Shall we give everybody the homework, the exercise that they can
Yes.
do every day? Ask someone, are you for peace and
Yeah.
love?
Yeah. You can give the exercise,
Yes,
or
we,
should
we
I?
give it.
Okay.
It's a good, it's so fun that we can experience
Okay.
and really go into people and not just about listening. Yes, Riaz has
Yeah.
done it, so he can
Yeah.
do it, and Aziza has done it, she can do it. It's not like that, right? It's like
Yeah.
all of us can
So I
play.
mean, as a homework, it is very easy for everybody to go online. So what I'm saying is, you just put you know peace in. You just do little bit of research of the word called peace for people. For example, at least if you go to Google and put peace, you may get various articles about peace. So you just go through which is easy for you and understand what are the activities which have been done in the world, or the movements which are involved in peace for very, very long years, and see how much of people's effort have been invested and time has been invested for us to be in peace. For example, I see when I speak now, I get this one new idea. Whoever listens this webinar right now, just do a homework and think whether you are in a safe zone or whether you are in a war zone or in a conflict zone. If you are in a safe zone, then you just think why you are able to be safe. What the people in other conflict ridden regions are lacking, which you have. So if you can see, it is because of the effort of others, for example government or people or the army or the people. So you just have to find out what is you have to think what is your contribution towards the peace. So some other people are working towards peace, and you are enjoying. So what can you do for increasing that peace? Just think about that. And if you are in the safe zone, you just be grateful to yourself and the universe that you are in a safe zone. So how can you increase the safe zone in other areas, or how you can be helpful to people who are in the conflict zone? It is not that you have to go to the conflict zone and you have to do something for peace, but you can help people who are in that conflict zone in one way or the other and spread the message of peace. You just do this homework. You will really feel more responsible towards the society and the international community as a whole. That's what my suggestion is.
Very nice, very nice. So we're gonna run off the day, and I have an idea.
Thank you.
Either
Yeah.
you don't have to ask anyone, all right? So those who are listening, this is it. go to your Facebook page, and we love to spread a lot of information about everything. So hashtag I am for love and peace. That would be the tagline that we're going to put up. So we're going to spread
Okay.
that like wildfire, let everyone know that you are for love and peace. So when you say that, just check in with yourself that you are aligned and you have that clarity that you will be practicing peace and love for yourself, peace and love for your family, and peace and love for the world and everyone that you know. Very well said. Thank you so much for joining in with us today. Riaz, it's been
Thank you for
amazing
organizing this program.
journey. Yes, thank you so much. We're going to have an amazing, amazing journey together with Riaz on weekly sessions on Let's Shine Together. Next week, we'll catch up more. Thank you so much and talk to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Love and
Thank
lots
you.
of love. Bye bye.
See you next week. See you next week.
See you.
Bye.